want to do a deal. Here's my table. What do you think of my table? My table is beautiful. We are going to go to the Hive 32. The reason it says 32 is because this map's actually 3200 by 1890, which makes the map actually quite detailed when you get in close. It reduces the pixelation. The difference between the two is 500 kilobytes to 1.16 megabytes, so you might as well use the bigger size for the bottom stuff. Might affect you when you're cutting out pieces and trying to make them or turn them into PNGs. But with this map, they only turned out to be like 3-4 megabytes. This is a map by my main squeeze. He's not actually my main squeeze. He doesn't even really know who I am. I don't think he knows who I am at all. But in my Patreon page, Kaora, this guy does some freaking amazing stuff. Excuse me. And this is a deal by him. Wicked artist. I like his stuff. He allows you to do things with it for free, like me, convert it into Tabletop Simulator. No bubbles, no troubles. Fantastic. So I took this map. I did a little demonstration on how I turn it into a 3D map. And I only got so far with it. And then I finished it off just now. So we are going to build the map. Now, I'm not a fan of Fog of War, but I will show you some cool stuff that you can do with this Light Me. Let's go right click on this, make it a bit bigger so you can see what it is. Let's go to objects, saved objects, bust out the old Druidski. And she is a very tiny druid, but that is cool. So this map, the gist of this map is we are going to smash Flip Me one time. That is going to draw little squares on the map. The cool part about Flip Me is this allows you to set the scale of the game. You're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So maybe 40 feet across. Maybe I don't want it to be that big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 30 feet across, 36 feet across. This would make it 20 feet across, and then you can adjust your miniature. Where did my druid go? I don't know where she went. Oh, there she is right there. You can adjust your druid accordingly. So if we were to go back to the first one, which is this one, she's about on par. She almost perfectly fits right in the center. That makes this little stretch. Where's my ruler? I don't know where my ruler is. Line? Yeah. Whatever. Nope, that ain't how it's done. I don't know where my ruler went to. Excuse me. That said, she pretty much fits right where she needs to be. Right? Kind of fits in there. So if I wanted to make the scale a little bit bigger, then it's just a matter of choosing her, fitting her to scale. Maybe she becomes this big. She looks a little too big for there. There you go. Now she's kind of on par. She would be that size, which is still a reasonable size for the interior of this one. Changing the scale again, right click. Still a reasonable size scale. 5, 10, 15, 20 feet across to the door kind of a thing. That's not a bad size. And 5, 10, 15 feet. So we're going to make her something like that. Cool feature. And then off. So in this instance, I'm going to throw you over here. This is a cool little feature called Light Me. Now she has the ability to cast light. So we'll put her off for now. I'm going to drop her back inside the dungeon. Shrink her down a little bit. And set the scale to... Let's set the scale to 1. Get right in here and get down and dirty. Something like that would set the scale. Right? She popped into the dungeon. She's hanging out by the door. That's weird. Oh, that's the light me thing that's stuck to the back of her. I see. That's actually pretty cool. So, she's in the very scary dungeon, has just entered, or through the tunnels, so to speak. And we're going to come over here and we are going to go dusk. Dusk is going to set the scene a little bit, make it a little bit darker. Possibly we could even use night. There we go. Still easily viewable, right? And then this is where the light me thing comes in pretty cool. Boom, bust out the little candle action. Now, the candle in this particular representation puts it at about, I want to say, kind of accurate for torchlight-ish. She really springs up high in the air and really shouldn't. Oh, she must have hit something. There's that feature. You've got the torch. The torch is quite a bit brighter, so you can see more of an area. It's almost too bright. It needs to be toned down a little bit. This one is really cool. Bullseye Lantern. Bring her back. Drop her down here. She is facing forward. Forward or backwards. I don't know why she has this weird... Oh, for some reason this time the shadow is being cast on her. Maybe it's because I put her on in a weird way. It's like she's holding it behind her. So she's casting a shadow of herself on the wall. That's really weird. There's probably a way to fix that, but I'm not 100% sure how you do it. Didn't do that last time. Dark vision. Light me is actually pretty sweet. And then you've got hooded lantern and a lamp. Lamp and torch probably could be the same thing, right? All right, well, we'll smash this off. Put this back to normal. Get back to what we're doing here. So these little fog of war boxes that I dumped into place are so that people can't see what's going on. Obviously, take this fog of war, delete it, start opening up the map as you proceed through the creepy, scary dungeon. What are you doing? Oh, that's the that is the lights. I'm just going to take these things off. Delete, delete, delete. Delete, delete. The premise was, where'd you go to? To separate the individual rooms. That's the way that I'm going to put it on the... I'm going to put it on in the table so that when you see it, it will have all the boxes on it. You just got to know to click and delete. I left these cool little pillars in so that they would make way for your players to hide behind them if they needed to, possibly like climb up them a little bit. I would just lock my player in place. I wouldn't bother trying to screw around getting anything to land on there because that would just be impossible. I think I unlocked one of the light bulbs and I can't see them now. There we go. I unlocked them. It's funny that she has that shadow on her. Come around into this room, and then it is go time. Saved objects. Let's hit up the Paperforge minis, man. Next guy in the agenda. I have a Swarm Master. That guy is obviously way too big. I have Giant Wasp. And I think if I go to my miniatures, bust out my Paperforge, go to the end, Sky Scout. So if you want to have like flying minions attacking your deal. Now these should all be set to like the scale of 1 instead of 3.65. It's a cool part about Tabletop Simulator 2 is you can scale things, you know, as necessary. Close. How many times do I got to go over there and close the stupid button? Sky Scout. I would take these Sky Scouts and I would put them up on top. If I could get them on top. Like so. And they would be up on top of these pillars in this dungeon, raining fire down on whoever came. The Swarm Master would be over here, commanding his insects, his giant wasps. Oh yeah. Here we go. Giant wasp. Control C. Oh, what's that, buddy? Sorry about your bad luck. Sorry about the 8 gazillion wasps that are about to sting your face hole to death. Yeah, that's right. You got yourself in a wee bit of trouble. Yes, you did. Now, these bees are all being controlled by the Swarm Master. But the premise of your whole being down here is once you, in your party, take care of these little waspy dudes. Let me scoot in here, show you these guys too. Fantastic artwork, man. Look at that. That's super cool. Paper Forge minis. Make paper minis out of these. Or use them in Tabletop Simulator. Swarm Master hiding in the back. Slowly work your way to the back room here. Maybe encounter a larger boss. But at some point, the hypnotic callings of the large hive brain are going to call to you. Now, if you were to keep the lights down, get her down to dusk time, scoot in here, check it out. The whole place is illuminated green. The brain has that glassy texture to it so that it kind of looks like wet and slimy. And this would be the premise of this whole scene, this whole battle scene. The whole gist of this adventure is to get in here and find a way to infect this gigantic brain or kill this gigantic brain to save the day from the savage frickin' people, the swarm bee, the bee people. Yeah, that's what I said. Very cool. So that's going to be it for this video. Let me put the lights up. We want to go back to normal. And then that's the end job there. This is her, all done. Little dungeon delve there, down into the depths. I threw in these pieces. Stack them all up so my players could go up and down. I put in some rocks over there. I dropped in this cave piece here. Little cave entrance, because there really wasn't one on the map. This little black piece behind it is actually an Othello chip. It's white on the other side. I can show you that. See, there's this piece. And in order to make it black so that it looked a little cooler, I just basically used an Othello piece to cover in the cave door part. You can go over to the map and hit clear and build, and it puts everything right back where it needs to be. Eventually, they're going to get spit out of there. Let's see. Claire. Some things get left on the table. That's what it will look like when you build it. Or at least it should anyway. Drop this in here, find yourself the lightsaber, drop the lights down, drop your characters in where they need to be, scale your map, good to go. Cool, that's it for this one. Peace out.